Fear is part of being human. It signals risk. Fear paints worst-case scenarios that haven't even happened. Successful people still feel fear. They just don't let it paralyze them. Doubt creeps in when we measure ourselves only by our achievements or failures. Fear will always knock at the door. The question is, will you let it in, or will you answer with courage? Hello and welcome once again. This is Nelson Karanja, and this is God and I, the Creative Locus. Today I want to talk about overcoming fear and self-doubt. Have you ever held back from a great opportunity, not because you lacked the skills, but because fear whispered, "What if you fail?" Many of us aren't limited by our ability, but by the stories fear tells us. What if fear is just misplaced imagination? Fear is natural, that's true, but it doesn't have to rule you. Fear is part of being human. It signals risk. As I've said in one of the previous episodes, fear is a necessary survival skill in this world. That is what tells us to be cautious, to be careful, or to learn more about something. But the problem is when fear grows into self-doubt, shrinking our confidence. Fear should prompt us to learn more about how to do something. For example, we are afraid of being hit by a vehicle or causing an accident on the road. That is fear, and it's healthy and it's valid. It is what helps us to navigate life carefully, safely. But if fear takes control of you and it shrinks your confidence, then we have a problem. The Bible tells us in 2 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 7, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. So fear is real, but it's not your identity. Fear is often misused imagination. Fear paints worst-case scenarios that haven't even happened. The same imagination can be used positively to picture growth, victory, and breakthrough. Think of Peter when he was stepping out of the boat. Fear made him sink, but focus made him walk. The same energy you spend imagining failure can be redirected towards envisioning success. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to act anyway. Successful people still feel fear. They just don't let it paralyze them. Courage grows through small steps, not giant leaps. Start with one uncomfortable action daily, making the call, speaking up, sharing your idea. Fear shrinks when you move towards it. Self-doubt fades when you anchor identity in something solid. Because doubt creeps in when we measure ourselves only by our achievements or failures. Your value doesn't come from performance, but from purpose. In Psalms 139 and verse 14, it records, "I am fearfully and wonderfully made." So confidence grows not from perfection, but from knowing who you are. There's some practical steps you can take towards addressing your fear. The first one is name your fear. Write down the top 1 or 2 fears that are holding you back. And then flip the imagination. Ask, what if it works out better than I thought? Instead of wondering, what if I fail? You start asking, what if it works out better than I thought? Pick one action this week that challenges your fear. And then affirm your identity. Dig deep and anchor your confidence in that you know who you are. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You've got God backing you up. So affirm your identity. Begin each day with a truth statement. I have power, love, and a sound mind. Fear will always knock at the door. The question is, will you let it in, or will you answer with courage? Remember, fear is not a stop sign. It's a signal that you are close to growth. And until next time, this is Nelson Karanja for God and I, the Creative Locus.